Comfort feels good, but it won't keep you in this business. Too many traders design their rules to make them feel better instead of to actually work. They move stops closer so they don't feel the pain of risk, or they wait for extra proof so they feel more certain. But the market doesn't reward feelings. It rewards edge. And edge comes from rules you can test, not rules that soothe. Welcome back to Traders Audio Edge. Today we're drilling into a critical shift, moving from comfort-based rules to mechanism-based rules. A comfort-based rule says, I don't like bigger stops, so I'll use smaller ones. A mechanism-based rule says, backtests show this setup needs a 4-point stop to avoid noise. If I can't afford it, I'll pass. One protects your feelings. The other protects your account. The difference is subtle but powerful. Comfort-driven rules sound logical on the surface. They justify decisions with phrases like confirmation, safer, or feels better. But when you test them, the data doesn't hold up. Mechanism-based rules, on the other hand, tie every decision to something observable and measurable in the market. Order flow, auction levels, statistical excursions. They're not about you. They're about the structure of the auction itself. Think of it this way. Impulse sneaks into your process whenever you make decisions to avoid discomfort. Maybe you size down because the last trade lost. Maybe you skip an entry because you don't like how it looks. Those are comfort-driven edits. Edge doesn't care how you feel. Edge cares whether the rule you designed is valid, repeatable, and profitable across samples. Building mechanism-based rules means writing them in clear, testable language. Enter short at the outside edge after rejection of prior buyer defense. Stop above X. Scale at Y if conditions are met. That's a rule you can replay, track, and measure. If the stats confirm it, keep it. If they don't, cut it. Either way, the decision was built for edge, not comfort. This shift also makes review more powerful. When your rules are based on mechanisms, your journal becomes a laboratory. You can measure adherence, test adjustments, and refine over time. But if your rules are built on feelings, there's nothing to measure. You can't test comfort. You can only notice that it came and went. Mechanism also builds confidence. When you know your rules are based on observable market behavior and backed by data, you stop second-guessing. You don't need comfort because the evidence is enough. That's how professionals trade. Not because they feel certain, but because they've tested their process and trust it. It also keeps your identity clean. Traders who build rules for comfort start to tie their self-worth to outcomes. Traders who build rules for mechanism tie their self-worth to discipline. One path leads to emotional swings and burnout. The other leads to calm consistency, even through losses. Here's your takeaway. Every time you catch yourself saying, I like this better, ask, is this comfort or mechanism? If it's comfort, stop and rewrite it. If it's mechanism, test it. Over time, this simple habit rewires your process away from impulse and toward edge. Final thought. Comfort is fleeting. Mechanism is durable. You can't test how you feel, but you can test a rule. Build your plan on what you can prove, and let the market, not your emotions, be the judge.